You can have the best hot box in the world, but if you don't have a ground, you don't have a hot box. And the ground rods, I like to get them at least 6 foot in the ground. Sometimes that's impossible, like right here when we put these in. I just picked this corner brace because it was in bad shape, and of course we hit solid rock. But anyway, Mr. Davis was here. But anyway, when you're driving a ground rod, what I like to suggest is when you start driving it, drive it at an angle, 45 or so. That way you're getting it down in the ground, and if it does hit a rock, it will find that rock and then just scoot right across the top of it, and you still got that depth. This time, like the way it is now, with hardly any moisture, well, we've got a little moisture in the ground, but a month ago, if your hot fence is not working, you think your box is bad, 99% of the time, if you go out there where your ground rod is, take a 5-gallon bucket of water, pour it on the ground, right on the top of your wire, you're right back hot, because it is not getting the ground through the ground, because the dirt is so dry. So always try that. Just dump some water on it, and
might save you a lot of walking.
Yeah. In dry weather.
You'll see that. Of course, we don't have a lot of that here, but it does happen. Especially you get towards the Midwest. The same goes for the winter. When it gets really, really frozen, and especially around a water tank or something where you've had a lot of mud and you get uneven surface, you start getting frozen surface ground like that, and so when they walk, they're not making really good contact with the soil, and so sometimes that's where you'll see some fences fail too, where the animals don't have really good contact with the soil because of that. The question is, how many ground rods do you need?
You can get away with one, but if you've got access, especially on a 110 box, I would drive 2.
Where would you put them?
And I would. They need to be at least about 10 feet apart, and run you a piece of high tensile, just a ground clamp. You can buy these by the ground rod. You can get the Co-op, TSC. You can get them galvanized or copper. Do not drive just straight raw steel. It will work, but it will finally rust out and it won't ground the way it should. But if you get it like this one's galvanized, but you can even buy these copper.
Okay.
Now the copper ones will bend a lot quicker as you drive them. And the way I drive these, y'all, I take just a T-post driver, and I'll drive it all the way down until the T-post driver bottoms out, and then somebody will hold it and will beat the rest of it in with a sledgehammer.